babe, how did the process go asking my parents for their blessing to propose to me go?
Yeah, so about 2 weeks before I actually bought the ring, I called her mom and I said, hey, when would you and your husband be free for me to come over and talk to you guys about something important? So I went over there. After I asked her parents that, I called Brooke's sister, Brooke and her sister are like this, like they're super close. I called her sister and I asked, I was like, hey, need to talk to your parents about proposing to your sister. Can you like take her for the day, invite her over, do you guys' like little like sister time, whatever you guys do.
Yeah, and I thought it was suspicious because it was like the middle of the week, and she like texted me while I was at work. She was like, hey girl, you want to come over and watch a movie? And I'm like, I mean, like, me and my sister are really close, but I was like, it was just out of the blue. Like, you want to watch, like, I don't even remember what movie she asked me to watch, but it was just like something random, and I was like, why? But looking back, that was the day he asked them. So what did my parents say after you asked them?
Yeah, so when I went over their house, because I obviously went over their house to ask for her hand in marriage. So when I went over there, I was confident because I knew that Brooke was gonna say yes. I knew her parents were gonna say yes already, because by that time they probably already knew what was about to go down. But I was still nervous. Like any man, if you ask, her parents are in their 60s and they're very what's the word, traditional.
Very traditional.
Yeah, so I was like any man, you'd be just a little bit nervous. But I sat down there and I kind of talked to their parents about it, and her dad was like, yep, and he was talking to his wife, or Brooke's mom. He's like, yep. For the first moment I met that boy, I went and told Barbara, that boy is gonna marry our daughter. And I was like, oh, nice. And then he was like saying he's proud of me and he has my blessing and all that stuff. And then he was happy and he went to go watch the game or something. I don't know what he went to go do. But for the next hour, her mom was just so ecstatic. She was telling me every childhood story of every time Brooke got in trouble, or every time she did something good. She started showing me all her baby pictures for the next hour, and probably even like longer than an hour, honestly. But she started showing me all this stuff, and she was happy. So until this day, I have an awesome relationship with both their parents. So
yeah, they really like him.
So one of the questions you guys asked was, how did you, as the woman, let Danzell know how you wanted to be proposed to, and what kind of ring did you want?
Yeah, so this kind of happened like over the progression of us dating. So I remember one of the times we went out to get tacos, and there was like this TV up and they had this proposal, and we just kind of started talking about it a little bit. And I basically let Danzell know from that conversation that I wanted all of my family, like intermediate family, and like my closest like best friends to be at the engagement. So I think that was really helpful, because I remember he said after that, he's like, oh, well, that's good to know, because I would have never even thought to do that. I probably would have just proposed with just us.
Yeah.
So he was like, that's good to know that that's something that you want. And then we also decided not to go ring shopping together, because he wanted to like surprise me, and he felt like if we went ring shopping together, it would kind of give away that he got a ring, or like he's gonna purchase a ring pretty soon, and then I would kind of know when the engagement was gonna happen. So basically he just told me to let my sister and my friends know. So I got my ring size, and I started like, I had stopped looking at rings in July, and then after this conversation, I started looking for them, and I sent like this like not Excel, it was like Apple Notes with like my ring size and like the metal that I wanted. So my ring size was like, I put the wrong ring size, but that's besides the point. But I wanted like a gold ring, oval, and I wanted like a halo around it. So I just kind of put like those type of details in the document. So yeah, that's kind of how we did it. When did you buy the ring, and how was that process?
Yeah, so I bought the ring Black Friday of 2020. So, and I was nervous for multiple reasons. I was stressed for multiple reasons. One, Brooke and my mom were Black Friday shopping. Well, me and my dad went to K Jewelers to buy the ring on Black Friday in the mall. Brooke and my mom were shopping in the same mall, in the same exact mall with us.
I didn't even know.
So But I was texting my mom. I said, "Hey, mom, at the store, try to stay away from this jewelry store, because it's a smaller mall. So if you're from like Columbus, like Easton and Polaris, it's smaller than that. So it's not like the biggest mall in the world. But yeah, so I was nervous for that. Plus, due to COVID, I didn't have a job for basically, honestly, almost the whole time that we were like dating. So I was obviously nervous from a financial point of view for pretty obvious reasons. Plus, like every man, even though I was messaging her friends and her sister about what type of ring she wanted and what size, what style, what color, like she was saying just a few seconds ago. Even though they gave me all the details, I was still nervous because I was like, what if she doesn't like the ring? And I'm sure I'm not the only man that has had these thoughts in her head. What if she doesn't like the ring? What if she doesn't say, yeah, hey, I'm about to propose in front of all of her friends and some of her family and all of my family. So I'm just like, man, it's about to be embarrassing. Which just random thoughts, but yeah. So I was pretty nervous about she would even like the design. Which I look back, I'm like, Danzell, you literally went off the picture that was sent to you. So what are you stressed about? But yeah, it is what it is.
So what made you choose the venue, and what made you choose December 26th as the date to propose to me?
Yeah, so what made me choose December 26th, because obviously, as she said earlier, she was saying that she wanted her friends, obviously she wanted her immediate family there for obvious reasons, but she wanted her friends there. And I think her one friend lived in Kent, other friend lived in Florida, I think, and then the other friend lived in Texas.
Yeah, so they were coming from all over.
Yeah, so it was a lot of coordinating time, and during Christmas time, I think all their families lived in like the Northeast Cleveland area, or something like that. So during Christmas time was the only time they were all gonna be in the state of Ohio. So that's why I chose December 26th, and plus, with not all my immediate family living here in Columbus, it was the only time, Christmas was the only time they were all gonna be in the same city. So that's why I chose December 26th to grant her personal request of having everybody there, because she wanted the show to be about her.
Stop. No, I did not.
And what made me choose the venue, so the venue was my cousin was retiring from the Air Force. I think he did like 22 years or something like that. He was retiring from the Air Force, so all my family was already gonna be at an event center. So it was just easy to coordinate to just tell her family to, hey, the event ends at 9. Can you guys be there at 8:45? And then so yeah, probably the best easy way to coordinate. But
so was there anything stressful that happened leading up to the engagement?
Yeah, so leading up to the engagement, so as I said earlier, me and my dad, we bought the ring on November 24th, November 25th, Black Friday. So when I bought it, they said due to COVID, which I feel like every company was using COVID as an excuse for everything.
They still use it.
Yeah, they like this is Burger King that's still be using it as an excuse. But besides that point, no, they were saying because of COVID, it's gonna take 6 weeks. But they said, if you pay an extra $150, we can expedite the shipment to 2 weeks instead. I'm like 6 or 2. I'm just like, all right, whatever. But I obviously paid it. So it's supposed to come middle of December, like early middle of December. Early middle of December comes, it's still not there. I call K's, they're like, oh, it's still having some shipping issues because COVID. And I'm like, well, what's the point of me paying? But whatever, that was me just like venting and complaining at that point. But so December 20th comes, 6 days before the engagement.
Isn't that like Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday. My ring still hasn't came. And I was like, what in the world? So I went to K's. I'm like, yo, man, I paid this extra $150 just to get gypped, basically. They're like, well, here's a placeholder ring. So give me this placeholder ring. If I'm being transparent, this thing was ugly. This ring it is just not it. But I was like, I don't have a choice. I was like, I guess I'll just explain to her after the engagement that this isn't the real ring. God came in like Jesus saved. Jesus saved the whole engagement. He the morning of Christmas Eve, it finally came in, and I was like, bet. So that was a whole stressful situation. So I'm pretty sure I was probably venting to. I was probably calling my mom and like venting to her, or venting to my roommate, to my brother Tyrese. I was probably venting to them every single day. So
yeah, you did. Now that I'm like looking back, like he did seem stressed, like that that week. Like, he just seemed off. So,
but Jesus saved the day. So babe, how was the day of the proposal from your point of view?
Yeah, so I kind of want to like rewind like a week. So I was like so excited with the holidays coming up. I was like, okay, so I told him like I want all my family and friends to be around and all this stuff. So I was like, I mean, this is the time where they all be around. It's Christmas time. So I was like, this would be the perfect time. So I went and got my nails done. And I remember they had messed them up, so I was like, dang, like I had to go back. I was like, man, like, y'all are not about to like have me out here slipping. Like, I'm about to get proposed to and my nails is looking crusty. The candy cane ain't looking right. So I remember I called my friend and I was like, girl, like, what if he proposed to me on Christmas Day? But I was like, she was like, I don't know. I feel like it would probably be more of the springtime. That's what I think. And it just made me really sad because I was like, dang, like I went and got my nails done. Like I just want to be engaged. So that kind of like bummed me off. Not bummed me off. It kind of bummed me out and threw me like off the trail. So I just kind of stopped thinking about it. And then looking back, like that week, like he was being like super affectionate. Like he was talking about taking our relationship to the next level and all this stuff. And I remember the day of the engagement, his mom had come to my parents' house to meet them because we were all gonna ride together to the retirement party. Not my parents, they weren't going, but me, Danzell, and his mom were gonna ride to the engagement party together. Yeah. So they were getting to meet each other. They were just like telling stories about us as kids. You know how moms do, they like to tell all your embarrassing stories together. So I'm just going into the room. I'm like, I gotta get cute because the proposal didn't happen on Christmas Day. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's gonna happen today. So I'm like, let me try again. So I'm like, I did like braids probably like a couple weeks before too. Just because I was like, it's the winter time. I want my hair to look cute or whatever. Like a little protective style. So I did like Marley twists. So I was like, okay, let me go ahead and do my makeup. I did like some really cute eyeshadow, picked out a really cute outfit and stuff. Because I'm like, you just never know. At this point, like, I can't be caught slipping. Like, I just don't know the time nor the day. So I remember we were riding to the event center, and as we were driving, it was probably like 25 minutes from my house, right?
Yeah, something like that. Like, yeah, well, yeah.
It was kind of a longer ride. So his mom had fell asleep in the car.
Maybe like it just felt like a longer ride.
It did feel like a long ride. I don't even know if it was that long, but his mom had fell asleep in the back seat. Maybe it was all the Christmas food because my parents offered her food too. So it was just us and Danzell. Like he's driving, and he just kept looking over, driving, looking over, driving, looking over. And I was like, I know, like he's a very affectionate guy, which I love, but he was like, I'm like every 2 seconds, like he kept looking over. So I'm like, maybe it's gonna happen. I don't know. So we get to the event center. We're walking around, giving everybody hugs. Hey girl, how you doing? Hey girl, and everything. And all his family is there. So I've mentioned in previous videos, like I really do feel a part of his family already. So yeah. So it was just like a really fun event. And this event was kind of longer, wasn't it? When did it start?
I think it was like two hours.
It was like 2 hours. So I think it was like 6 to 8.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something like that. So there, all of Danzell's cousins, so Andre is his name, all of his like people that he served in the Air Force with, or his wife or family members were coming up and giving like speeches about Andre and him growing up and just him performing in the Air Force and everything like that. So it was just like a really nice event. It was a longer event, and as time was going on, I was like, yeah, it's not gonna happen. And I was really sad. I remember, I think I looked so sad that Danzell's mom was like, hey, are you okay? Like, we were all at the table eating chicken and stuff in between speeches. She's like, are you okay?
Eating chicken.
Yeah, we was eating lemon pepper chicken. I know. But yeah, she was like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm okay. Yeah. So I just went to the bathroom and I come back out. And so the event had basically wrapped up, and at this point it was just like, what had happened? Was it people dancing?
Yeah, people were just dancing. People
were dancing and stuff, and Danzell gets up on the mic, and he's just like telling this speech. He's just talking about our relationship. Then he starts talking about me for a while and just talking about how I'm a Proverbs 31 woman and how he's just in love with me. And this whole time, at this point, I'm like, maybe the Lord just knew that I love surprises, because as much as I was expecting it to happen, I was like, I don't know what he's doing up there right now. Like, I literally was watching him speak for like a good 6 minutes as all of his family is standing around him. I'm just like, I don't know. And then he asked me to come up there. So at this point, I'm like, I'm just like, not really knowing what's going on. And he was like, he got down on one knee, and
I said, DJ, hit that track real quick.
Yeah, he said, DJ, hit that track. And I remember there was this song that I got in his car, and it accidentally started playing like a month or two before, and it was "Meet Me at the Altar in Your White Dress." Yeah. Y'all know that song. And he was like, I was kind of wondering why he was listening to that song anyways, but he had already knew he was going to propose to me. I just didn't know. But he said, DJ, hit that track, and that song came on, and he got on his knee, and he asked me to marry him. And I said yes. So, and then I turned around, and my mom and dad showed up to the event, and my best friends, they were all like recording and stuff. And I was like, how did y'all get here? Like, it was just really well planned. So yes, that is kind of like how it was from my point of view. Did you want to like share anything or add anything?
Yeah, so the day of the proposal from my point of view. So on Christmas Day, obviously, as you were saying, we spent Christmas with her family. I really wasn't even, it was funny because I'm pretty sure her mom and sister knew she was sad, but they were kind of like laughing because her mom and sister obviously knew her. So her mom and sister was kind of like, they were laughing because they could see Brooke was all sad and they knew why she was all sad. But, so that was funny. But I was, all day Christmas, I really was just focused on the next day, to be honest. But the next day came and I had trouble sleeping that night for obvious reasons. But I woke up and I was just nervous all day. I just kept looking at the ring, and I was kind of like practicing how I was gonna get on one knee. But then I was kind of like, whatever, you know. I was like, she knows I'm a very let's just go. I'm a very like let's just go with it.
No, your mom said that you was watching YouTube videos on how to propose.
No, I'm talking about for like the
okay.
like speech and stuff like that.
I was like,
no, yeah, well, obviously that part. I was looking up for some ideas, but yeah, I was looking up all these ideas, and people had all these type of things, and I was like, after I watched a few, I was like, I'm just gonna just go with what I feel is right. But yeah, I was just nervous all day, and then, as she said, I took my mom to introduce her to her family. And the whole day I'm just thinking like, she doesn't even know what's about to go on. She doesn't know what's about to go on. I had the ring inside my mom's purse the whole time because I was like, I don't want to chance it. She goes into my glove box in my trunk or looks underneath the seat for some odd reason. Mm-hmm. She's never done before, but today's the day she decides to do it. You know, I was like, I'm putting it in my mom's purse, not even gonna risk it. And then I went up and I was talking to the DJ. And I was trying to tell him a song, and he was trying to recommend me all these other songs, and I was like, bro, stop. I was like, no, bro, this is the song I'm gonna do. And then he was like, bro, you want to do this song? And it was some nasty songs. Like it was some nasty songs he was trying to recommend me to do, and I was like, bro, if this dude does not just chill out, bro. But eventually he did it, and then I called her up. I said my speech, said a couple funny stories, and then got on one knee and I asked her to marry me. She was like, "Oh my god!"
You looked really handsome that day too.
Yeah, and I was so nervous though. But when she did it, but you know, all my brothers and all my family and my uncles were there, so I was trying to play it smooth, and I was like, "This, yeah, bro." Like you know, I just had to go up there and do my. I just had to be smooth real quick. But on the inside, I was shaking on the inside though.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and then the last question that I had got was, how did we feel like after the proposal happened?
I guess I just answered it.
Yeah, I guess like for me, like we were shaking so much.
Yeah, we were.
It was almost like the Holy Spirit, like that type of like when you feel His presence and you can't help but to like shake. Like I remember we were trying to take pictures and we were both like our mouths were like moving. Like it was honestly like the purest moment ever. And it was just kind of like, wow. Like after that, like I remember I was talking to my best friends and we were taking like our little like, because we have a group called Saved, Sanctified, and Sexy called SSS Chat, and we were just talking about like, wow, like in a year, like, or not a year, because we had talked about we wanted to be engaged for no more than 6 months. So we were like, wow, in like 6 months from now, like I'm gonna be married. And my best friend Lauren Ashley, she got engaged in September. So we both were like, wow, like in the summertime, we're both about to be married and have husbands. Like this is really crazy. So it was just like, I don't know, like it was just a really emotional time. Like I remember like my sister, like she was crying. My dad, he was like, yup. Like my dad's, he's just like a very chill guy. He was like, yup, I knew I liked that man. So it was just like, it was really fun. Like all of our families were combined together and it was just like one big party. We did like line dancing and just ate a lot of food, and yeah, it was just a really good time. And I love my ring. So here's the, you probably can't see it. I'll probably just insert some pictures. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, that will be the end of our engagement story. And thank you guys for watching part 2 of our love story. And until next time, see you guys.
Peace.
Bye.